Their aura is unequal.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Or whatever. And you make it a little more raspy, and I follow directions.
Their contents are legendary.
In fact, that little sheet you see is his concept drawing.
Their attitude is embraced. Tune in to one of the most up-and-rising kaiju-sized groups within our community. So go ahead and watch all of their creative content, including that of the Raw Attitude live interview, where they have special guests ranging from actors, directors, toy creators, artists, and many, many more. You can also find them on multiple of other social media platforms, ranging from Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You could even sit back and watch your favorite classic monster movie and even watch us go through one of the most iconic games on Twitch. Featuring your hosts, Eric Stoke, Adrian Settle, Joe Myers, Samson West, Jordan Adorno. They are the Monsters with Attitude.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episodic episode of the Monsters with Attitude Let's Talk Raw. I think we're up to episode 4, I believe.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a cool kind of way to put out content every week for everybody, talk to everybody that tunes in and, hang out with each other and stuff like that. And, we always talk about the most recent, news or info or figure drops or toys, whatever you want to talk about. I mean, and it can pertain to Kaiju, can pertain to Godzilla, or it can maybe pertain to one of the worst boxing matches in history that happened on Friday night. So, I mean, we just have a plethora of everything to kind of talk about here. So, yeah, I know it hits a lot of nerves, and stuff like that. But that's for a later time that we might kind of get into a little bit. But we did have some amazing drops and releases.
I'm here
and everything. So, I mean, what happened?
Don't be rude.
Well, I mean, yeah. But anyways, so yeah, we're gonna just talk about some new releases that was talked about this week. There was a convention that went on called DCon in California, I believe. It's called Designer Con, where a lot of companies will reveal a lot of their newer upcoming stuff, stuff for the future, current stuff, old stuff, whatever, they sell their stuff, all that kind of good stuff. And people get to attend to it and stuff like that. It's kind of like a smaller kind of Comic-Con, but a lot of like designer toys are there, manufacturers, some of these stuff that I don't think is very well known, but a lot of it's like art pieces that you could say from different franchises, from their own franchises and stuff like that. So just a plethora, honestly, of a whole bunch of different stuff, and looked like a lot of fun. Obviously, you can't go to something like that because it's over on the coast and everything. So we just kind of get to live through the posts and everything from everybody who posts and everything. So, but yeah, with that, we'll get this week started here, and joining me today, co-host is Jordan Adorno, and late but here, Mr. Joe Myers of Married to Kaiju. What's going on, guys?
I am excited to be here to talk so much shit about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. But again, it's always a beautiful time to be here with my fellow MWA brethren. And yeah, I'm as always, I am excited to be here.
Right on. You can talk now.
Oh, are you giving me permission? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good.
How was the movie?
It was good. It was good. My wife and I, we We just got back from seeing Venom 3: The Last Dance.
Oh, look fancy.
I got a cup, a popcorn bucket. It was good. I liked it. It was a nice ending. My wife and I were fans of the Venom movies. They're fun and enjoyable. Yeah, and the third one was good. It I don't want to say too much because it's still in theaters. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yep.
But there are some heavy spoilers for sure. Yeah, couple little cameos that are interesting. But yeah,
Right on.
yeah,
Nice.
it's a good movie.
Good deal. So quickly before we get going, I just want to shout out our live viewers. Some of our regulars are here in the chat and everything. Fanciest of Cats, welcome. Of course, always good to see you. And Nathaniel, of course. Now, I don't know who said that was Sarah Connor, but they need to get their facts straight because, yeah, I knew it wasn't Sarah Connor. I know exactly who the actress is, and I know what movie you're referencing because it's the movie that you will die on that hill alone about for loving the most out of everything, and that's okay. We love you for that. So
I'm not gonna lie at all. I thought that was Linda Hamilton for sure. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I totally did. I was like, oh, he's a big fan of Terminator. Okay, like I had no idea.
That is Linda Hamilton.
Huh?
It is Linda Hamilton.
Oh, there you go. Also,
she was in King Kong Lives, dude. Come on.
Oh, I've never seen King Kong Lives.
Oh, that's something new.
That's the one with Jeff Bridges, right?
No.
Oh no, I've seen the one with
Jessica
Jeff
Lange.
Bridges and Jessica Lange. Yeah. Jessica Lange.
Dude, she was coked out the whole time in that movie.
Yeah,
Jesus.
fucking baddie.
Yeah, no, I've never seen King Kong Lives.
Wow. And
You're not
Bobby
missing much,
Reynolds,
Joe.
what's going on?
Or
Man?
if I have, let me rephrase that. If I have, it was 30 years ago, and I don't remember.
Yes, we do, Bobby, know that there is another channel called Monsters of the Attitude. Yeah, it is a mobile app video game, and everything. So yeah, we're fighting for them for the name and stuff like that. But oh gosh, but yeah, thank you all for tuning in and joining us and on this weekly episode of Let's Talk Raw. But yeah, let's get right into it. I will go first and show off a release or something that was shown recently. This is a Safubi company called T-Base. They've made a lot of Godzilla figures and stuff like that, and I think they've made a couple Ultraman and stuff like that, but they're kind of going more in the Ultra Kaiju, and they are releasing their first Red King, which is very different looking. It's not like anatomically correct. It's not your typical like lifelike looking or suit accurate. It's not even like it's Safubi in the weirder sense, but like his arms are just over exaggerated and everything like that, and just very, very different. I thought it was really cool when I first saw this. I was like, wow, that's a different take on it, but it still works just because like Ultra Kaiju are so weird in their own way that you can do stuff like this and it still looks okay and great and normal, honestly. So I think it's really, really cool. I don't know if I'll get it just because I have so much kind of planned for and already on a reservation, but this is just a really cool release that kind of was dropped earlier this week and stuff. So what do you guys think about
it? I love this. I've been a big fan of T-Base, or if anything, I've just recently became a big fan after their GMK release, specifically the first one. It's a figure I'm still hunting for. I will say that. Specifically the first wave, I don't know. I mean, not to sleep on the other waves, but I like the first one. I feel like it stands out a lot more. And it represents a lot of like the menacing look to what GMK Godzilla stood for. But this right here it's so fucking cool looking. Honestly, it kind of reminds me a lot of, I don't know if you guys remember, this is kind of that was a kind of a stupid statement. The Bandai Creations Tokyo vinyl line with Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla.
Mm,
You don't remember what I'm talking about?
no, I don't.
They were like these short stylized figures where Godzilla had this mean snarl, and then we had like the Showa Mecha Godzilla. We were supposed to get 54 Minya and the King Ghidorah alongside with like the regular standard Bandai Creations Anguirus, Mecha King Ghidorah, Little Godzilla, but those were all scrapped ideas.
Hmm. I do. This does not jog my memory at all.
Really?
Like I am not picturing it at all, man. I can't.
I'm gonna be honest, it's probably one of the most common collectibles for every millennial growing up in Godzilla during the 50 years of Godzilla era.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very stylized, they're very cartoony, and this is what it reminds me of. So, hey, if it's something that is definitely around my price range, or if not even, it's not even the price range for me, but if when pre-orders drop, I'm definitely going to be trying to look into trying to snag this funny looking fellow because of the nostalgia vibe I'm getting off of, and also just you can't go wrong with more Red King in your collection if you're an Ultra Kaiju fan.
Oh man, it's funny you say that because I think Red King is probably my second favorite Ultra Kaiju, and I don't have anything of Red King at all.
Really?
Yeah, I got nothing. Like I just haven't found anything. It's like, all right, I have to get this kind of thing. But I do love him. He's so great. Anytime I see him in any of these seasons, I was like, yep, there's the one of the OGs. You know, he's just the biggest bully. I mean, he's the biggest bully probably out of all the kaiju in general. Honestly, is that worse than Gabra. I mean, he is just the one that just bullies all the other monsters. Doesn't matter if you're strong or weak, and he will just tear into you, and he doesn't even matter. And it's just he's such a great character. He's a lot of fun to watch. Very playful, you know, sometimes he'll act like he's hurt or he'll act like he's doing something and like he plays it off and tricks you and then, you know, hits you or something. Like it's great. I love that kind of stuff. It gives character to these kaiju.
Yeah, he has a lot of personality. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's going on, Jace? What's going on, buddy? Again, our first Twitch commenter of the night, as he was the last time we streamed and stuff like that. So, yeah, Oscar. Yeah, he does kind of look like the EX Red King with the oversized arms and everything like that. Just kind of change the paint scheme and everything, and there you go. Joe, what do you think of this? You interested in this? Does this kind of float your boat in any way?
For the right price.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. I don't mind it. I know exactly what you're talking about, Jordan. I'm actually trying to find a picture of it.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Because yeah, I can't see it. I can't see what you're talking.
The moment you see it, you're gonna be like, holy shit.
I probably will too. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, I absolutely know what you're talking about. I can't see it right now.
Yeah, but this is, oh my god. I mean, hey, Oscar brought up, it looks like EX Red King. It wouldn't surprise me if they continue to push multiple different color waves and maybe one that is similar to EX Red King for this mold, because that would be a pretty cool color scheme for them to tackle on if that is going to be a plan.
I mean, yeah, and why wouldn't they? I mean, look what they did with the GMK Godzilla. I mean, I think they've already done like 6 different releases already with that same sculpt and everything with different colors, translucency, marbled, glow in the dark, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I could definitely see them doing this, but it's great. I think this is a cool step in another direction for doing other things besides Godzilla. And but yeah, their GMK knocked out of the park. It's the best GMK stuff will be out there, honestly.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, kudos for them. Can't wait to see. I would love to get obviously Gamora. If they did a Gamora, that would
Same,
I mean,
yeah.
instant I purchased, dude. I really was. So, but well, Fancy as a Cast, thank you for at least listening to us while you play Mario
Hell
Party
yeah, man.
Jamboree. So, yeah, multitasking. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Multitasking. So, all right, yeah. All right,
Jordan, do you remember who made the set you're talking about?
It was Bandai
Creations?
Creations. Yes. Because I know, I'm sorry if you guys hear dogs in the background. Somebody's probably coming in, or they probably hear stuff in outside the house. But I think we were the only ones to really get those figures. I don't think they were released outside of the States.
Yeah.
But yeah, so another thing that I wanted to talk about last week, and it completely brushed off my memory, is the new collaboration that was confirmed on Godzilla Day with Godzilla and Digimon. Now, for everybody that is watching, for those who have been here with us from day one, we are huge fans of Digimon. I mean, I might have to say more confidently, more for me and Joe as opposed to Eric, because it's our bread and butter alongside with Godzilla and many other properties that we love. So to see this collaboration, and for those who don't know exactly what I'm talking about, here are some images that I was able to pull up that were obviously released back in Godzilla Day. So I'm just gonna scroll through these, and yeah, so I mean, obviously this is an 8-bit style that is very similar in that of Digimon, with what you see in the top, Godzilla, and underneath it is none other than the mascot of Digimon in Agumon. And as you guys could see right here, this is
Damn.
yes. Oh, let me actually, I don't know what I just did. There we go. This looks incredible. This looks like what I personally think this is going to be like a different War Greymon mode, or like a war, I've seen a War Greymon variant. Maybe it's like a War Greymon kaiju mode or something like that, because you could see like the skin is like kind of breaking out into something that is Godzilla related. And again, we don't know what it is with this specific design, what it means, what it is. So hopefully we will get news on that soon. And obviously right here, for those who are fans of Digimon, should be well aware of the origins of Digimon came from that of Tamagotchi. And it's so ironic because in the Tamagotchi, if you guys go back and dig into the history between Digimon and Godzilla, there are a lot of sprites that symbolize a lot of the classic Godzilla kaiju. You have obviously Godzilla, you have a Mothra sprite, a King Ghidorah, Gigan, Mechagodzilla, Burning Godzilla. I'm trying to think of other characters right off from the top of the dome other than what I just mentioned. But in other words, it's a huge amount of lore behind it, and just, you know, to finally see this be brought to daylight is truly insane. I don't know what is to come with this, but yeah, I'm gonna start off with Eric. What do you think of this?
I think it's really cool. Like you said, like you guys are big collectors of this stuff, and you know you really dove deep into the backstory and all that stuff. I'm a fan. I watched it as a kid and everything like that. I don't collect the stuff, but it still resonates to me because I did grow up as a kid. I'm still a fan of it and stuff like that. And obviously, you know, it's just like kaiju, you know, and stuff like that. You know, they evolve and stuff like that. It's like Pokemon, obviously.
Yes.
So it's just like that's really really cool. This like cool amalgamation of yeah.
Thank you to Oscar for that.
Yeah.
He's the one who finally found it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Hey, you
But
see?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like that's all. I just needed a picture to say. But yeah, I think this could open the door for them to really expand the crossover with Digimon and Godzilla. Honestly, I it kind of sucks because I think this news was kind of swept under the rug. Not a lot of people talked about it. I didn't even know about it until Jordan, you found out about it and actually sent something to like our private chat and everything about what was going on because I hadn't heard anything about that. Nobody was talking about it. It was almost like it was brief on Godzilla Day, honestly, which but if you're a fan and if you know, like that's kind of a big deal because Digimon is still a big thing over in Japan and stuff like that. It does have a following here in the States. And them finally combining the two is pretty awesome. Like I don't know, the new leadership with Godzilla and the licensing and all that stuff and combining Godzilla with all these other companies. Finally, after all these years, are finally taken either risks or just kind of like, all right, we're going to combine these with this franchise or this IP and everything, and we're just going to let you guys kind of run with it and stuff. And it's cool to see and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that this could open up. It could open up video games. It could open up figures. I mean, who knows? If they do well enough and everything, maybe we'll get an anime. Who knows? But time will tell.
Joe.
It's cool.
Oh, shut up.
No, I mean, huge Godzilla fan, huge Digimon fan. So anything that can bring the two of them together, I'm 100% on board with. Jordan, while I'm speaking, you should find the other Godzilla Digimon that was just announced.
Okay.
Tyrannomon's final.
Oh, yes. Alrighty, so hold on.
So yeah, I love this. I'm not a Tamagotchi player.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that as cool as I think this crossover is, the whole thing that you have to get like the Tamagotchis to play this or partake. I mean, I would get them as a complete collectible standpoint, not as a player standpoint.
Yes.
But I would love to see them incorporate some of these crossover or Godzilla inspired Digimon into the anime or trading card game, which they kind of did with this thing that Jordan's finding now.
Yes.
Which is for those of you familiar with Digimon, there's a Digimon called Tyrannomon, which his whole line already very kind of mimics Godzilla in appearance.
Absolutely.
Essentially like a T-Rex with Godzilla's spines, and then he has a dark evolution, which is Dark Tyrannomon, which that really does look like Godzilla a lot. Even Master Tyrannomon has similarities to Godzilla, which is really cool. Let me know when you're ready, Jordan, and I'll.
Yep. I got it right here. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
And then Jordan actually sent me this about a month or two ago, and this is Tyrannomon's new final evolution called Dinomon, and it is literally like a red Godzilla.
Blow it up.
What can you see it?
Yeah, can you blow it up at all or no?
Let me see. Like, this is the most I could. Okay. I could zoom it in.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, it's literally.
Wow, that looks fucking killer.
Yeah,
it's literally a red Godzilla.
That looks killer.
It's brand new too. They literally just announced this.
Wow.
So I don't know when so this was revealed alongside with the new training cards that are being released worldwide. And so this is basically right here what the trading card is going to look like for Dinomon.
Well, I found my new favorite Digimon.
I just hope that it's not one of the ones where they come up with this and it's freaking amazing, everybody loves it, and then they never do anything with it. I hope that the
Yes.
next anime or something that we see, he's in it, but not just in it in a throwaway episode. Like the next
Yeah.
Digimon Tamer or Digidestined actually has him as a partner.
Oh God,
Yes.
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, like
So
actually have
amazing.
him as a partner where we could actually see him instead of it just being like, oh, here's this really cool, whatever design, and then they beat him in one episode, and it's like, well, that's stupid. Like,
So it's funny you bring that up, Joe. So this specific new evolution, or I guess this new trading card pack that is going to be released with Dinomon, they introduced it with new tamers as well.
yeah,
So
I saw that.
in this specific Digimon is paired with an individual, specifically a tamer. I don't know if this is going to be. I don't know what the hell's going on my laptop. I don't know if this is going to be something paired with later on in the future, like a possible tease to a new Digimon anime or whatever the case may be. But if they do go that route, and we finally get to see, like right here, I don't know if you can see the individual right here. Let me see if I can blow up this image. So it's this is supposed to be his teamer right there.
Yeah, okay, jumping or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Dang.
I don't know about you guys. That looks like Giordano Adorno to me, just without the glasses. Well, yeah, he just looks
that looks cool.
badass.
That looks cool.
So yeah, again, the history with Digimon has been something that's been around since before it even came out into a form of anime. Like Joe just gave us the brief history with Tyrannomon, and the influence Godzilla had with the character, specifically Dark Tyrannomon. If nobody's familiar with that name, you guys could go ahead and Google it and search it up yourselves. And the list just keeps on going on. Like for instance, for those that are still here, since we're talking about Digimon, Greymon, the champion evolution form of Agumon, was inspired by Gamora. So again, it's just there's so many like kaiju history that plays into these characters. So again, to finally see this in broad daylight, to actually be like, wow, this is a real thing, is amazing. Yep, right there. See, look, come on, man. Come on, bro.
So this is Ryutaro Williams, that is Tyrannomon's Digidestined partner.
Cool.
Well, he looks badass too. I mean, with the
tension like that, I was just gonna say that. I was like, even the tamer or the champion looks awesome. So yeah, right on.
Dope. Yep.
That's cool. Nathaniel says Naked Mon is his favorite.
Yeah, mine's Kanalingamon.
Oh god. That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I remember Adrian asked, what do we want out of this? Anything at this point. Like I said, with the history that is there already, I can't see them stopping with just this. And going back to Godzilla Day, this is one of the first things they announced live on YouTube on Godzilla Day on the Godzilla channel. I remember coming back from New York with Michelle. We almost got into a car accident. That's how excited we were when we got the reveal of this. But yeah.
Nice.
Excuse me. I'm choking. Excuse me.
Venom got to him.
It went down the wrong pipe. I really would love a figure. That's really what I'm kind of looking forward to out of this crossover. The figures would be cool, but also to incorporate some other kaiju in Digimon form would be really neat. And as far as the Dinomon, the guy we just saw, which is obviously heavily inspired by Godzilla, what I really want out of that is a figure like the Machine Dramon back there, if y'all can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I would love a figure like that. That's
Dynamon.
Dynamon. Yeah, that would be.
Oh yeah, that'd be
sweet.
really cool. Yeah.
So,
I mean, shoot, favorite GK. Obviously, that's the site you got that from. I can't see them not tackling on that opportunity to try to do that for Dynamon.
Especially if the popularity kind of really grows for this particular Digimon. Like I could see them like okay, there's the popularity's there, people want it. Why wouldn't they tackle it? So yeah, I can see that. Right on. Cool. Yeah. I mean, obviously I want an anime, to come out, more shows about the stuff. I will admit not all of the seasons are my favorites or I can't really get into. So I really want something that really kind of draws me in, gets me excited. It's action packed, good story, and yeah, just newer creative Digimon like this that are very interesting, very pleasing to the eyes, and stuff like that. And just like that's the thing about Digimon is that their evolutions, all sorts of Digimon are so unique. There's some really, really, really cool ones that their designs are like, holy crap, that looks amazing. I can't believe they did that.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like, we're going to have this conversation later and we're probably going to have a show about it and everything. And I think you know where I'm going, but like the comparison with Digimon and Pokemon is always going to be there. It's always been there, kind of thing. But like, to me, Pokemon is like for kids and Digimon is for adults, just because of how they look and their designs and everything like that. So I'm all for it. Give me that anime, give me the figures and stuff like that, and maybe kind of suck me back into the lore of Digimon. So,
well, I hope for that day.
One of the things that sometimes disappoints me with Digimon is the tendency for a lot of their evolutions to go from very animalistic to a human in armor.
That's true.
Every once in a while, I think it's fine, but I think there's too many final evolutions for the Digidestined Digimon that go too human when none of the prior evolutions really looked human, if that makes sense. I think that everybody fell in love with Agumon, and Agumon to Greymon to Metal Greymon to War Greymon. War Greymon still looked dinosaurian, but was obviously very humanoid in the sense he stood upright. But I think everyone was like, oh, that people liked that, or people liked Angemon or Angewomon. A lot of people's favorite villain Digimon is Myotismon and his evolutions. So I think they took that and were like, oh, well, everyone must like the more humanoid approach. And I don't buy that. I just think it, just so happened that those characters that people liked were really cool. I don't think you got to do that with every single one where they have to be more humanoid.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also like, we could also, agree the story that Digimon gives out to the audience in comparison to Pokemon is night and day. So with the characters of Joe that you just brought up, specifically Angemon and Angewomon and their tamers, TK and Kari, their backstories are something that Pokemon will never, in my opinion, bring to the audience with any of their characters, including that of Ash Ketchum or anybody else that travels along with him in the Pokemon regions. But yeah, listen, we could talk about this shit and it'll last hours. Oh, looking for that debate show.
All right, we're gonna move on to our next subject of interest, and like I was talking about earlier at the top of the show, we did have Designer Con. this last weekend, and one of the companies that we have had the pleasure to talk to, that we can say friends of the show and stuff like that, Seismic Toy was there showing off some amazing stuff, some other stuff that they already have released and currently, and then some of the new upcoming really exciting stuff and stuff like that. So I kind of really wanted to focus on that for them because they got some great stuff coming out that other people aren't doing. People haven't really tackled this stuff. Obviously, some of this stuff nobody's tackled at all except for Bandai, but Bandai kind of tackles everything right off the bat. Like they just kind of have that, like, here's the golden ticket, you get the first crack at everything kind of thing, and they kind of do it. But for the scale and the size and what we're going to get from them, it's going to be the first and nothing like it. So really excited for what comes from them. But yeah, let's take a look at what they had in store for Decon. So here's their setup for Decon, showing off some of their already established figures and stuff like that. They did actually show off this new glow-in-the-dark Gomez that they recently have just put out from Shin Ultraman, who got, a minute of screen time, maybe less, but really made a name and a presence, honestly, that people were like, oh man, look at that. And obviously made the comparison to Shin Godzilla and everything. Cause I mean, let's face it. I mean, it was the same director and everything like that made both Shin Godzilla and Shin Ultraman. So obviously there is that connection and stuff, but really cool that they were showing off this glow-in-the-dark Gomez. So if you guys missed out on the normal painted Gomez, here's another chance for a glow-in-the-dark Gomez. So that's pretty cool. Here's another shot of Gomez. And then I'm going to check out their other stuff, which is this one. And one of their big reveals this last weekend was that they are making the Tyrannosaurus Rex from the last dinosaur movie in a 30 centimeter soft vinyl scale that's coming in 2025. If you have not seen this movie, it's a weird one. It's a for sure weird one. This suit is absolutely ridiculous, but it's got such a history with this movie, and it's so unique, and a lot of people talk about it and have seen it and just really fell in love with it, that they're like, oh my gosh, like it's just nostalgia for them, and then it's just kind of a domino effect for others, to really kind of fall in love for this character and this movie and stuff like that. I actually watched it for the first time earlier this year, and I was like, what am I watching? Like, this is so ridiculous. And then you finally get to see the dinosaurs and stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun. Obviously, it was made way, way back in the day and stuff. But not a lot of people have touched this license for figures for The Last Dinosaur. The only one that I know of that's done something, it was M1. They made a sofubi of the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the capsule ship that kind of came with it. So I'm kind of glad that they're got the rights for this, and they're going to tackle this. And it's a 30 centimeter scale, so like that's right in my wheelhouse. So I'm really excited for this. As much as this is such a weird dinosaur, weird movie, I'm all for it because I've wanted to get the soft vinyl for a while now, and it's too rare, and the price is just too ridiculous for it. So this is even better because it's more screen accurate, more lifelike kind of thing. So yeah, I'm excited. What about you guys?
I'm all for it.
I will probably get it. I've actually never seen The Last Dinosaur. I don't really know if I have a huge desire to see it. But I know that it is kind of a popular bad movie type of thing amongst our fandom. So just out of the representation factor, I think I'd probably get it. And depending on the price, I'll probably get it to support our friends Alex and Chris. So, and it's sculpted by Dope Pope, which is cool.
Yes.
and also friend of the show, Dope Pope. So yeah, definitely. If the price is right, I will get it to help support our friends for sure. And just like we always talk about, Eric, that representation factor. Because who knows, maybe I will finally sit down and watch it one day, and I'll fall in love with it, and I'll be like, oh man, I'm so happy that I got it, So
Yeah.
So yeah, good for them. And honestly, we've all kind of talked about this as well on stream and off, that this more obscure stuff, if it sells well, it gives us that opportunity to get things that aren't as well known or that we don't have representation of, whether that be Godzilla related or just kaiju adjacent or toku adjacent related. In the sense of if the last dinosaur, maybe we'll get a Zarkor the Invader. I don't know if you guys ever.
Ooh, yeah, I've never watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's a horrible, cheesy movie, but it's fun, and that's what I think it always boils down to for all of us with these movies and shows, is it just being fun, and it reminds us of a simpler time. So to me, while The Last Dinosaur may not have been my first pick or in my wheelhouse, so to speak, it is something that I think that we should support as a fandom if we are fans of it, in the hopes of that more of these obscure things could possibly pop up, or it makes them excuse me, anything that could grow Seismic's business to where maybe they could afford a bigger license. Maybe they will start tackling the Godzilla the animated series monsters. Maybe they'll start tackling the Dark Horse monsters, like we've talked about before. Like there are so many things. I know everybody always says like, oh man, there's nothing new they can do. Bullshit. There is a plethora. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like there's 90% new stuff that they could do, but there's probably still a solid 30-40% of things out there that we've never gotten in a general mass release that they could touch. And that includes all the monsters from the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla, all the monsters from Godzilla the animated series, including Godzilla himself from the animated series, right? Like the Dark Horse Godzilla villains, even Matt Frank's the trilobites, I believe they're called, the ending monsters of Rulers of Earth. There's a plethora of monsters and things that, as long as things like if the last dinosaur sells well, you're not going to convince me that Matt Frank's monster, I think it's the trilobite. I could be wrong on the name. I'm like 90% sure it's like the trilobite or trinobite or something like that. You're not going to convince me that wouldn't sell well. Matt's a relatively big name as far as artists go in our community. He has a decent following. If they made if they reached out into that wheelhouse, of course it's going to sell. So like, to me, when I see this type of stuff that just comes out of left field that none of us expect, it gives me hope, and it gives me hope for people like our buddy Nathaniel, who wants some motherfucking King Kong live shit.
Let's see,
Nathaniel, if they're making The Last Dinosaur, there is hope for you, my friend, that King Kong 86 and Linda Hamilton, as whoever the hell she plays in that movie, is getting a damn figure made. You know what? We are gonna have Chris and Alex on the show again. We've already had them on a couple times. It's only a matter of time before we have them back on again. Absolutely. I will reach out to them myself personally and tell them that that King Kong 86 needs some love.
Yeah,
perfect.
We need some.
And then they'll probably tell me they need $100,000 for the license of King Kong, and then it's not happening.
That the villain that you were thinking of called Trilopod.
Trilopod, thank you. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric. Yeah. Trilopod, like that'd be cool. Like we all love that type of stuff,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of other comic and TV show monster / kaiju that I know for a fact we would all buy. So
Mhm.
more power to Seismic. Congratulations on this. I hope it sells well. I hope it does well for them. Because honestly, I mean they're they're two of the best dudes out there in the game for sure.
Yeah.
They're honest
sure.
people. They deserve all the success in the world. So why is Johnny? I don't think bro, to me, if you're doing the Rex from Last Dinosaur, you're going to be open to doing anything because that is such an obscure film.
Mhm.
Like even though Godzilla was, niche back in the day, everybody knew who Godzilla was. Even like if I were to be like, "Oh, what's Gamera?" They're like, I don't. I'm like, "Oh, the flying turtle." They're like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that." Like maybe I didn't see the movie, but they knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
If I were to say, "Have you ever seen The Last Dinosaur?" People would be like, "What?" So the fact that
Exactly.
the fact that they're making a figure off that is good. It should bring all of us hope that more obscure things are going to be on the way.
Yep. And that's what I want. That's what I want. I want the stuff that we haven't tackled yet or we haven't gotten. So that's
Yeah. And honestly, it's going to be companies like Seismic, like Titanic Creations that are going to be opening that have, I shouldn't say they are going to be, they have opened the door for this type of stuff to come out. And we should be forever grateful to them for that.
Yep. Absolutely. It's the untapped stuff that no one's just wanted to try and do. And now they're opening up that Pandora's box where companies like, okay, this stuff's selling. Oh, okay, there is an interest for this obscure, weird stuff that no one's talking about or wanting to do. Okay, like people want this kind of stuff. So it's just like, okay, we're just gonna start cracking that sucker open even more, and it's all just gonna keep flowing. And that's exactly what I want, man.
Look at how popular Bagan is. And he was never even in a movie. Now, yes, he was in a video game. But like he's just as popular as some actual kaiju. You know what I mean? Like so yes, there is a market for it if done right. And to me, more power to him. Because I could spend an hour going on why this is a good idea and all the different things that that all of us want to see and that all of us have talked about, in private and on show. Like there's a plethora of things that they could do. So this makes me excited. It really does.
It does.
I'm more excited for their next release though.
Yes. Speaking of that, I will pull that up here because
we in the business call that a segue.
I thought I had the segue set up and I did not.
I rambled and filibustered and
I know, and I
set it up perfectly for you.
I thought I had it. I really did. I was like, oh no, that's the wrong one.
I saw you take it down, so I thought that was my cue to wrap up. And I was even like, why am I like their next thing more?
Okay.
So it's all Eric's fault, everybody.
That was not. Okay. No, that's not the one. This is the one. All right. So continuing with Seismic. They had another big reveal. Actually, two more that were pretty great. But I think this one is a big deal too because, like I stated, like nobody has touched this release yet, really, except for obviously Bandai. Like I said, they are the king of this kind of stuff. So they were the first to get at it. But honestly, with what they're going to be releasing here from Seismic is going to be amazing. But from their Ultraman Vinyl Odyssey line coming in 2025, it is the Gigantron from Ultraman Rising. She is going to make her entrance into like the 25 centimeter, I believe, scale line because she is so big. I think they can only do the 25 centimeter line because she's massive. She dwarfs Ultraman and stuff like that. So like she's gonna be a big kaiju. So this is exciting. We kind of saw this tease several months ago and everything, and now we actually have like a 3D render of what she's gonna look like. And I think this is awesome. This is really great. I know some people are very excited about this and everything, and what else they can do with Ultraman Rising. But yeah, give me your guys' opinions on what you think this is going to mean, and what you think, and are you guys going to get it?
I've been waiting for this.
Oh, okay.
I've been waiting for this since that tease that we got a few months back. I love Gigantron. I love Ultraman Rising. Even Emmy, like it wouldn't surprise me if like later they'll add in like a little accessory and that would be Emmy with Gigantron. Nonetheless, this just looks absolutely amazing. I've been holding off on buying Gigantron stuff. Shit, just yesterday I was at the mall, and one of the stores that we went to, they had the packaged Bandai Gigantron. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh, you would look good next to my Mecha Gigantron that I got signed. But this is what I've been waiting for to get Gigantron in this specific figure. So it is, I'm truly excited. And if not just that, it only leads me to speculate what else will they be doing, especially targeting the Ultraman Rising line with maybe even possibly a Bemular, maybe even a Ranga. Hell, maybe even, Gamora, since we got the little silhouette in the back. Even Mecha Gigantron, that would look menacing. But I mean, who knows? We'll see.
So before you talk, Joe.
Yes, sir.
If you were on the unboxing, you would know what he's talking about.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
I know exactly what you're doing.
Well, okay, I was like,
Mecha Gigantron.
Yeah, he hasn't seen it. He wasn't on our
show. Wait, actually, hold on, Joe. I'll be right back. I'll show you.
We'll banter.
Because I knew that we were getting a Mecha Gigantron from my Monster Arts, Figure Arts. I didn't know. Did the Bandai come out already? Okay, I didn't know that.
I didn't even know it, and he showed it. I was like, wait, what? How did you get one?
Very nice. Okay.
And I got it signed by Keon Young, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, the actor who played the scientist who had basically created Mecha Gigantron.
Oh, okay. How'd you get him to sign it?
He was at the 54th screening promoted by Mr. Robo 7, aka John Bellotti Jr.
Kaiju Brooklyn.
Yep.
Very awesome.
Yeah. And he also gave me this print for free.
Oh,
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really cool, Jordan. I didn't when you said Mecha Gigantron, I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, no, so that's what, and the Bandai figure for Gigantron for this specific line, right?
Do I know what?
The Gigantron figure that comes out with this line as well.
Yeah, I have that one.
All right, so that's the one that I spotted yesterday at the mall, and I mean, obviously it's your typical Bandai, but this is going to be my definitive Gigantron piece that I want to add it to my collection.
Yeah, that's honestly kind of how I feel too. I've been clamoring for this since I think it was the last time we had Alex and Chris on. They were teasing this, and Gigantron is like the kaiju that I fell in love with Ultraman Rising. So I love it. I can't wait. It's an absolute for sure day one pre-order for me. Again, sculpted by Dope Pope, who's amazing. So that partnership, I hope, lives long and prospers. Because it's so cool. like to steal the words out of your mouth, Jordan, this will be my main Gigantron piece, my set piece. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. And I love that they're starting with the kaiju and not the Ultraman.
Like always.
Yeah, because typically they always start with the Ultraman or the hero. I like that they're starting with the kaiju, and they should keep doing that too. Do this one, do the mecha, do Emmy, do anything else in there, and then finally do Ultraman, because Ultraman sells. He always does sell. And it's just like it's kind of a guarantee, but it's always the kaiju that are always are they gonna sell, are they not, do people want this, do people don't, kind of thing. So I like that they're going with this first and really just hit the ground running, like, hey, here we go, we have Gigantron right here right now, we're not even doing Ultraman, we're bypassing him, we're doing one of the kaiju. So yeah, I love that. I applaud them for that.
It's crazy because I always feel like the kaiju is what steals the show for Ultraman. It's like the bread and butter that makes Ultraman. Like whenever I go back to rewatch the classic OG Ultraman, I always go there with the intention of just watching the monsters just wreak havoc, if not amongst one another, but with cities, landscapes, and then obviously going up against Ultraman. So yeah, I'm excited for Gigantron. It just opens the door to what else are they going to be branching out to with if not just Ultraman Rising, but just Ultraman in and of itself. So
yeah. And I do quickly want to show a video from Seismic that they posted on their Facebook page and all their social medias, just about their spread on at DCon and everything, of their table and everything, and they actually do show off some of the reveals and everything. So right there, that's the other kind of teaser that came out of DCon, is that they are doing a Bemular figure also in the Ultraman Vinyl Odyssey line and stuff like that. So they didn't have anything like on display or nothing. Same thing with Gigantron, but obviously they are just showing, hey, this is what's coming, which is great. Which actually, I think, just looking at this, I think this is from Ultraman Rising. I think this is the Bemular from Ultraman Rising, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really enlarge it, so but it looks very cartoony to me.
Do you see those red letters, Eric, on Bemular? I'm pretty sure that says the OG Bemular.
No, it says the OG Baddest.
It says the OG what?
OG Baddest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it doesn't look like the Rising Bemular. I just feel like this is just like more a stylized figure for Bemular. But I mean, again, who's to say that they won't be able to do a Bemular Rising?
And there's a good shot of the last dinosaur. Looks like they did have one printed, obviously the prototype, and obviously we are getting the capsule that's right below them, which I know me and Jordan talked about and everything, where I was like, that needs to be a thing in this release with the Tyrannosaurus. But yeah, so I love that. It makes it so complete, and I was like, yep, that I'm instantly getting that 100% day one pre-order. So
he looks so badass. That's a fucking bully, I tell you that.
Yeah, wow. Just some great stuff they were showing off, and yeah, I'm so happy for Seismic and stuff like that. Like Joe mentioned, they're just great guys, friends of the show and stuff like that. Just great to talk to, fans like us and everything, and they're just here to put out stuff that people want and that we don't have. They want to do something new and stuff like that, not something that's been done over and over and over again. So yeah, I'm excited for them and happy, and I cannot wait. And thank you for doing something new.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
but all right,
It gives the fans hope.
yeah, it does. All right, Jordan, you want to talk about your last business? Piece of business.
All right, we got to talk about this shit. The Mike Tyson, Jake Paul bullshit.
That was the most WWF match I had ever seen.
Here's the thing. The people that fucking hop on the hype train with this bullshit would call us out for watching wrestling because it's fake. But then proceed to fucking hype this shit up to claim that this is the most surreal thing that could ever be put and shared on TV. Get the fuck out of here. You guys know I love boxing. It's the first tattoo I've gotten in high school to just show love of what it meant to me, even when I was training in the sport. I did not grow up watching Mike Tyson. Nonetheless, it is not to say that he did not deserve the name baddest man on the planet, you know, but what you did Friday night to me is a discrimination of boxing. I don't give a fuck what anybody tells me. You definitely hindered your legacy by telling the fans, insulting our intelligence, talking about I'm not a gimmick fighter. I'm the most realistic as it can get. How the fuck you're claiming all of that shit when one, you've done gimmick fights in the past, and two, dude, you're about to be 60 years old. What more do you need to prove to the fucking world? You're fucking Mike Tyson. There's people that I know do not touch boxing at all. They don't bother to look at it. They don't bother to even know about it. But everybody knows who the fuck Mike Tyson is.
Mm-hmm.
You degrading yourself to even partake in this. I don't care how much fucking money was offered to you. It to me is nothing but a bunch of fucking bullshit. And again, it only continues to devalue the name of boxing by you partaking in this fucking scam with these punk bitch made motherfuckers, the Paul brothers. Eric, I stressed this to you the night of the fight. I was not going to watch it. I was trapped into it because Michelle was like, "Oh, I need to watch it." I've never seen Mike Tyson fight neither. I'm like, I've never seen the motherfucker fight neither. But I could look up a fucking an A++ prime Mike Tyson fight, and that would be worth me saying, if this is the first Mike Tyson fight I'm gonna watch, I'm fucking happy. I've seen clips and I've seen matches, but there's no way you're gonna sit here and tell me, to anybody that watches this shit, and I've already talked to multiple people this entire weekend about this fucking fight. There's nobody that will convince me, oh, how is it rigged? You know, what do you expect? He's a 60-plus-year-old man. The way how this motherfucker was training, and I've always said this, the mittens, the bags, they're not going to hit you back. But how you've trained and who you are, respectfully, being that of the baddest man on the fucking planet. All it would have took was fucking 2 clean shots to put Jake Paul nighty-night. 2 very clean shots. But nonetheless, what the fuck? That's even worth what we're talking about.
You should have watched UFC like the rest of us.
That's even more. That's worth even more talking about. Shit, we could even, since we're on the boxing shit, the Amanda Serrano shit. Did any of you guys see the women's boxing fight?
No,
I didn't actually see that fight. I was actually at work when the Paul Tyson thing happened, but my X feed was blowing up with people being like, Taylor should have won, right?
Mm-hmm. So Taylor's the one who won.
Oh, the other
one was Serrano. Yes, Amanda
Serrano.
Serrano.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Yes.
literally everybody was like, wait a minute, how in the hell could you have, thrown 100 more strikes and the person lost a point, but yet she still won? Like it, yeah, I saw that. That was
Yeah, it's
sounded like
crazy.
there was some funny business there.
Yeah, it was crazy. I actually wasn't even going for Serrano to win. Adrian kept on slandering me. He was like, dude, she's Puerto Rican. Why would you want her to win? I'm like, the fuck does that mean? In boxing,
Exactly.
you can't go by that.
It shouldn't
what
matter
Adrian
because
said.
you guys are the same nationality.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm gonna go for skills. I'm gonna go for talents, and I'm also gonna I'm a nitpick at everybody's weakness. And if I believe the other opponent has more strengths than weaknesses going up against a specific individual, that's the one who I'm gonna fucking go for. I remember when Mayweather went up against Miguel Cotto. I was still in high school when that fight happened. I was the most hated Puerto Rican in the entire school because I'm the only one going for fucking Mayweather. And they're like, bro, you're a disgrace to Puerto Rico. I'm like, I may be a disgrace to Puerto Rico, but I'm a realist. I'm gonna walk in this fucking school and walk out with a shit ton of fucking dollar bills in my fucking pocket because I'm a fucking bet on each and every single one of your asses that Mayweather's gonna fucking mollywop Miguel Cotto. And what happened with that? It's a bunch of shit. That's my listen. I could keep on ranting, but I don't want to drag this video way past an hour since we're already an hour 6 minutes into it. But yeah, just give me a few months. I'll get back into shape and I will fucking put the Paul brothers in their fucking place wearing diapers for the rest of their lives. In honor of MWA. I'll even get MWA tatted across my fucking chest to promote that bitch. How about that?
Yeah, see, even Godzilla did a little boxing in his day.
That's right. That footwork was immaculate. I'll tell you that.
For sure. Oh my god. Well, there was a couple questions that I kind of wanted to tackle here just before we sign off.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. So let's see. It was okay. So Leslie came in with a hot take, and I wanted to just address this. But it says, "Hey guys, I hate to do this, but I gotta ask this. Aside of Godzilla, which one of these Japanese franchises has to go? Gamera, Ultraman, or Super Sentai? Good luck."
Very tough, but very easy.
Very easy.
Unfortunately, I'd have to pick Super Sentai.
Yep, same. I would go Super Sentai easy.
Really?
And it's tough for me because without Super Sentai, there would be no Mighty Morphin.
Yep.
But I mean, Power Rangers after 2003, Power Rangers just whatever. I shouldn't say that. Not after 2003. Probably after 2000. I don't know. The last 10 years of Rangers have been,
Yeah, not good.
You know.
I mean,
wow, I'm shocked. I am shocked that is your guys' answers, specifically Joe, because since I know he's the Super Sentai Power Ranger nerd.
Well, obviously it can't be Godzilla. Oh, he doesn't even have Godzilla. He has Gamera. My mistake.
Gamera, Ultraman, or Super Sentai.
I take Super Sentai back. Gamera.
That's my answer. It's no disrespect to Gamera. Love Gamera. And I mean, shit, he's right here in my fucking elbow, clawing shit out. But in terms of what you brought into the table within,
if I'm being honest, there's only 4 Gamera films that I actually like, and it's the Heisei trilogy. I like Gamera the Brave, but it's really bad. And I mean, Gamera Rebirth is really cool. It's very good, but like up until the Heisei Gamera trilogy, if I'm being honest, like I can't tell you the last time I watched a Showa Gamera film. Like I honestly don't remember a lot of them because I was just kind of like, they were never my thing.
Yeah, nah. So
and don't get me wrong, don't misunderstand me. It's not that I hate Gamera by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that to me, Super Sentai is more important because without that, there wouldn't be Power Rangers. And I mean, obviously Godzilla is always number one. He will never go away for me. But yeah.
Yeah, no, same here. There's not one person in this planet that is aware of Gamera as much as they're aware of Godzilla that has not said, I'm not a fan of the Heisei trilogy. It was Gamera's peak. And then, fast forward through that is just where was the push for this? You guys had a fan base. I mean, still it's one of the most talked about movies in Gamera's entire history. And the fact that there was nothing being capitalized as the years went on is it was just a shame. Yeah, sure, we had Gamera the Brave, which I enjoy that movie a lot. And we had that little fucking cameo within the list of deceased kaijus in the second Pacific Rim movie.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's like, what the fuck, man? I mean, Joe hit the nail in the coffin. It is to not say that we do not like Gamera. We love Gamera. I just showed you guys. I got the motherfucker tatted on my arm, but it's just from what you have brought into us.
Brought into us. That's the thing.
Yeah, brought into us. Yep. The Jordan Dictionary or Encyclopedia of Jordan Adorno. Yep. What you've brought into us has been nothing in comparison to what Ultraman has done, even what Ultraman is doing now, what Godzilla's done, and clearly what Super Sentai has given us in that of Power Rangers. So, sorry, Gamera, I love you, but you got to go.
Oh gosh, that's funny. And then Nathaniel had one earlier on. He says, is there anything you guys like as much or even more than Godzilla? For me, it's TMNT, Ghostbusters, Dragon Ball, Marvel, Nintendo, and wrestling. Now, I just want to say before we start, that's literally why you see the kind of content that you see from the MWA, because we basically were like, you know what? Godzilla is cool, and we all love Godzilla, and that's will never be disputed. But we have interests in other things.
Mm-hmm.
We like other things. We are fans of other things. It doesn't have to be all about Godzilla, but it's the majority. If you had a pie table for all of us, the big piece would be Godzilla. And then you have all these other little pieces for other things. So yeah, Jordan, you can go first. Is there anything that's just as big or a big piece of your pie that makes you up as a fan?
Yeah, obviously wrestling, Digimon, and One Piece. Now, out of everything that I just mentioned, or at least those three, One Piece I just got into recently during 2020, and it's followed me ever since. It's obviously, I know that's a show I just got you into, Eric. So that's a whole nother topic right there. It's crazy because when I started branching out into collecting anime collectibles, it was specifically with Michelle. And what we would aim to get were always Dragon Ball figures. And looking into it, just nitpicking, or not even nitpicking, but just picking out specifically the ones that belong to me. Michelle towers over me with my Dragon Ball collection. And I mean, she doesn't nowhere near come close to with my Digimon stuff, but what I've collected the most in these 4 years, anime wise, has all been One Piece. And it is just insane to think the amount of One Piece collectibles that I have that are easily overlooked by the Dragon Ball collection that both me and Michelle have together. So it's yeah, so for me it's definitely professional wrestling, any wrestling, WWE, TNA, WCW, New Japan Pro Wrestling Noah, AAA, all that shit. Digimon, and like I said, and what I was rambling on about in One Piece.
Nice. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, Godzilla will always be number one, like Eric said. I look at it as Godzilla is the main course, but as delicious
Mhm.
as that piece of steak is, you like to have a salad with it, maybe some fries, maybe a baked potato, maybe some green beans or some asparagus. So it's like there's a variety of food. While I am here to order that steak, aka Godzilla, I enjoy the side dishes as well. So to me, number one is Godzilla, number two is Power Rangers, number three is probably Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, and then it just kind of goes down the list from there. Yeah, I have a lot of different interests, a lot of different things that I collect. But number one, first and foremost, will forever be Godzilla. I don't see anything coming around that I fall in love with more at this point. So yeah, number one, Godzilla for sure. Number two, Power Rangers.
I mean, and I don't know if you guys have also had the same experience getting into all these other franchises, but when I was getting into them, Godzilla had a lot of influence for me personally to getting into these shows. Obviously, Digimon with the whole giant monsters, and obviously with the history I just gave you with that, that's what drew me into Digimon. Professional wrestling, obviously, being that Godzilla during the show era was heavily influenced with the choreography with professional wrestling. That's what got me into wrestling. And then One Piece, I already talked to you guys about. Kaido, the King of the Beasts, giant dragon, giant dinosaurs, and other prehistoric monsters as his pirate crew. Obviously, all because I love Godzilla. I had to get into the show. So is that something along the lines that's similar to why you guys like all these other franchises? Or is it just because they have like your own like other different type of taste?
Yeah, like I think they're all kind of connected in some way. They kind of
Mm-hmm.
all intertwine, and stuff. But I think they all also have their own appeal because they are all
Mm-hmm.
different and stuff like that. Me personally, obviously, it's Godzilla first and foremost.
Absolutely.
I literally stopped collecting anything else and just focused on Godzilla because I stretched myself so thin that I couldn't collect anything else,
Yep.
and I was like, okay, if I'm going to collect, I'm going to collect one thing, and that's kaiju. So that'll always be number one. But yeah, I love anime in general. I watch a lot of anime, but my favorite one is Dragon Ball Z. That's what got me on anime. So that'll always be very close to my heart, honestly. And then just other anime from there I've gotten to watch. I'm just kind of into the more actiony type stuff that kind of draws you in. But yeah, like I'm a big gamer too. I love the Halo franchise. When it came out and stuff like that. So that's a special place in my heart. I play that with Adrian and Samson on our Twitch channel and stuff like that. So that's always fun. And just video games in general are a lot of fun. I get to play with my kids and stuff like that. And that was kind of always a big thing, growing up with older brothers and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's that kind of stuff. Video game and Marvel. I love Marvel, not as of late, but when it first started and stuff like that, it was always good. But just movies in general, I'm a big kung fu and martial arts watcher and stuff like that. I love international movies and stuff like that. Watch a ton of that stuff. I try to get Carrie into it and stuff like that. She'll every now and again kind of get hooked on something, so that's kind of always fun. But yeah, I'm big onto that. Anything kaiju, that's not Godzilla, I always love too. So, but yeah, so hopefully that answered your question, Nathaniel.
And
Let's do this one by Leslie real quick.
Okay.
Speaking of Power Rangers, I gotta ask. I actually enjoy Power Rangers Turbo, but I know both the U.S. and Japanese version of the show isn't too well liked. Why is that? Do you guys even have an opinion on that, or do you want me to just take it?
Nope.
Yeah, you could go. I stopped watching Power Rangers after Dino Thunder. So, all right.
Turbo's before Dino Thunder.
Yes. I just didn't even touch that.
So I think the problem with Turbo, Leslie, is that it was the final changing of the cast. So everybody from the original seasons were finally gone. The only people left were Bulk and Skull. So there was no original Rangers. JDF finally leaves and relinquishes his spot. And after that, like, everybody was gone. There was just no familiar faces, which I really think brought down the brand, even though the brand was already kind of sinking because of JDF. As much as people don't want to admit that, it's the truth. And also, I think Turbo had weak villains. Divatox, I think was kind of not really. Huh? What's
She
that?
was over the top. She was over the top.
Yeah, it was so. I mean, obviously, so was Rita and Zed and everybody, but Divatox
Yeah,
was
she
just
was. Yeah, another level.
so over the top, and and I don't know. I mean, it rebounded with In Space, which was a phenomenal season, absolutely phenomenal season. But Turbo just had honestly a lot of things not going for it behind the scenes. There was contract disputes and things like that that led to a lot of the people leaving. In fact, Steve Cardenas, the guy who plays Rocky in Power Rangers, did an interview where he talked about wanting to stay on, and was like, I just want a little bit more money, which is exactly the reason why Jason, Trini, and Zach left in the first season. And they told him no, and then it was like, okay, well, since you're writing all of us out, all of us somewhat original Rangers out, can you pay us what you pay JDF for the remainder of our contract, like, just until you write us out of the show, which it was just maybe like another few weeks or something. And they still said no, and JDF didn't stick up for his castmates then, which is why I will never respect him, and why when people say like, oh, Tommy's the GOAT, I'm like, no, he's kind of a piece of shit. But anyways, I think that's a lot of what went on with Turbo. I think weak villains and just the cast turnover,
For some reason, I got Turbo confused with Overdrive, so that's why I thought it was after Dino Thunder. But yeah, nah, you couldn't have been more spot on with that, Joe.
Can you guys
except for the JDF bashing, but other than that, I accept it.
Can you guys do this one in a rapid fire?
Which one?
That Leslie's other one.
Oh, the Zord one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so it's Dragon Zord, it's White Tiger Zord, and then it's the Red Dragon Zord.
Thunder
Zord, yeah, that's it.
Okay, easy.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan.
Obviously Dragon Zord or Dragon Caesar, Serpentera, and
I forgot about Serpentera.
Yeah,
no, I take it back.
And the Q-Rex from
you motherfucker, you took my 3.
No, you took my 3.
I'm older than you.
The Q-Rex from Time Force.
That was gonna be my 3. Okay, I'll change it up. I'll say Serpentera. I'm sorry, I just have to. The T-Rex Dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus Dinosaur. That was awesome. And you know what? I'll take Serpentera completely out of it. I'll do 3 different ones just to make it different. But mine were what yours were going to be, Jordan. So the Tyrannosaurus Dinosaur, Cyclopsis, which is Goldar's.
Yes, that's another good one.
And honestly, the Astro Megazord was pretty badass, even though it didn't combine from anything. Just itself was pretty badass. So I'll go Astro Megazord.
Nice honorable mentions.
Yeah,
for real. All right, yeah. I think that'll conclude our show for this week. Thank you all for watching. I know Joe has to go make dinner and everything for the missus and stuff, so we'll get out of here and not keep him anymore. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in live. Thank you all for anybody who watches this later on. always remember to subscribe to any of our social medias so you can stay up to date on anything kaiju, anime, anything that you really want to kind of throw your hat in there. We're kind of into it too, honestly. I think we're all kind of like-minded in a lot of ways, honestly. And this is kind of a way for us to kind of share some of these other things that we have opinions on or just love talking about and stuff like that. So like all of our social medias, you'll see a lot of different things on our pages and stuff like that. Subscribe to our YouTube, and at 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube, we're doing another massive giveaway. So once we hit that, we will do that and everything. We've done some pretty incredible giveaways in the last year or so, and we're looking to do more and stuff. So
absolutely,
let's get there, and we'll do that. But thank you all for tuning into episode 4 of Let's Talk Raw. I am Eric, that is Jordan, and this is Joe. And like always, what do we say before we get out of here?
Wipe
Embrace.
back to front. Oh no.
Embrace the attitude.